Okay, I have a mock-up circuit here on the breadboard that's similar to the Scrubberbot circuit. I have the power supply coming in here, the positive power coming in. There's an orange jumper wire going to the center pin of this slide switch. This slide switch has 3 pins, and I have the center pin going in line with this orange jumper wire. And also in line with this, the center pin is this resistor in series with this LED. The anode or positive leg of the LED is in line with this resistor. And then we have the cathode or negative leg of the LED going to ground. And then the far right pin, I have this yellow jumper wire going to this diode here. This is just your typical 1N4001 diode, and I have it in reverse bias here, which is what we wanted for our circuit, to have the diode in reverse bias, meaning that its cathode in is facing towards the positive input here, and I have its anode or positive leg of the diode going toward ground. And also coming back to the yellow jumper wire here, I have this red wire which is coming from the motor going to the motor here, and also the other wire of the motor, which happens to be black here, going to ground. Now, in this scenario, if you hook up your power, and I don't have the power hooked up here, but it was because I wanted to demonstrate this. I wanted to demonstrate the case if you have power hooked up and your switch is in the off position. So in this case, it's all the way, the slide is all the way to the left side of the switch here. And your LED is lit up, but you haven't turned the switch on yet, and obviously the motor is not on. So we can see that the LED light is on. So the reason why this might be happening is, if you notice that I said that I had this resistor and LED in line with the center pin of this slide switch, and that's the reason why this LED is on, because the positive side of the power supply from the battery is coming in, and it's allowed to go through this jumper wire, and the jumper wire, this orange jumper wire, is in line or attached to the center pin of this slide switch, which is allowing current to flow from the positive supply to the center pin, and through that, through this resistor and through the LED to ground. So there's a circuit here that's coming from the power, from the positive supply of the battery, through this orange jumper wire, through the center pin of the slide switch, through the resistor, through the LED, and back to the ground for the battery. So that's why this LED is on. So if I'm gonna unhook this battery real quick. If I were to adjust this to where the resistor is now in line with the right pin, the far right pin of this slide switch, which is in line with this leg of the yellow jumper wire, and I were to move the LED in line with the resistor, now the resistor is in line with the far right pin of the slide switch, and then we have our resistor in line with the LED, and the LED cathode to ground. So if I hook up the battery now, the LED does not come on. That's because we've got the slide on the slide switch to the far left side here, so it's in its off position. So the current is not allowed to come from the positive supply into this center pin of the slide switch. It's not allowed to go over to this far right pin as of yet to go through the resistor and through the LED and to ground, or even through this section of the circuit to go through the motor, because we haven't turned this slide yet. And if I were to push the slide over, we can see, oh, my motor's getting away from me. The light comes on and the motor is on now. So again, if I press the slide over, the light comes on and the motor comes on. So that might be a reason why that when your motor, or when the switch is in the off position and your motor's not on, but your LED's coming on, that might be the reason why. It might be because you have your resistor and LED in line with the center pin of the switch instead of the far right pin in this case, which would be the off position here.